We continue, I guess, with the soccer related stuff and head into our rain. September 9th versus the Chicago Red Stars after about I believe it was 14 days off between regular season games. The Rain split points with Chicago in a 2-2 draw. This one was a little tough. Player of the game, midfielder Rose Lavelle, an 8.6 match rating, 1 goal, 85% passing, 2 chances created, and 5 total shots. Rose was all over the pitch for the Rain. This was tough because the Rain came out and scored first relatively early, and you're like, okay, you come out, this is what you need. Jordan Heitema scored her first NWSL goal in the regular season. So the young Canadian, she's 21 too. Where did I go wrong athletically? This is terrible. But then before halftime, you gave up a goal that you probably shouldn't have given up. Head coach Laura Harvey was understandably pissed. And then in the second half, you give up a penalty on a handball, which is kind of... I wouldn't have ruled it a penalty, but I'm not a referee. And so all of a sudden you're down 2-1, and you're like, what the heck is happening? And Rose Lavelle was luckily able to equalize this game late. And, so you split points, which is fine. Again, you're fine. But you would have liked to get the 3, but I think a little frustrating to deal with that. So, I mean, overall, it's fine. It's okay. It's not the end of the world, but it's like, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, as we look here through the rest of the regular season, the Rain, they're in a playoff spot, and they're pretty solidly in a playoff spot. But they do mathematically, they have the chance to move up to first place. I really think they can. Kansas City is in first place currently, and they've just been on an incredible run. But we look here. Let's look at the schedule. So they go down to play North Carolina, which the Courage are historically one of the better clubs in the NWSL, but as of late, they're just not no bueno. So that's your next match. Ideally, you'd like to get 3 points out of that. That's the first of 3 games on the road. After that, you go down to play Gotham. They're a tough situation. They've got a good amount of talent on that roster, but they fired their coach a little bit ago. They just lost to Kansas City. Let's look at the table here if we can. Oh, the Seahawks chant going on outside. Let's look at the table here. Yeah, Gotham is the lowest team on the table. So, again, North Carolina, they're in 8th. They're kind of on the outside looking into the playoffs. They're in reach, but it's tough for them. Gotham is at the bottom of the playoffs, of the entire table. They've lost their last 5 games. They've lost them all. And then they wrap it up with Houston, and Houston is the 4th team. They're right above you, and that wraps up your road trip. So 2 games you should ideally win, and then that game against Houston is a good contest for you, considering that right now they're right above you. And then you wrap up the season at home on October 1st versus the Orlando Pride. And Orlando, mathematically, I'm sure they're in it, but they're out of it as well. So the Rain have all the talent in the world, and they can do it. But, going on a 3-game road trip isn't exactly easy.
No.
And then you come back home to play Orlando before things get really serious. So I think they can handle it, but we'll take it 1 match at a time. So we look over to team-related news here on the 7th. I know last week Megan Rapinoe was named Player of the Week. She upped herself and won Player of the Month. So Pino played in all 4 of the Rain's matches in August, helping the team to a 2-win, 1-loss, 1-draw record throughout the month. The Rain original posted a total of 330 minutes across all 4 of those games, scoring 4 goals, including the winner against the Pride on the 26th. In addition to all of these goals, Pino added 3 assists. She's been incredible with the Rain attack, taking 18 shots, which doesn't include the shots that were blocked, 7 of those which were on target. She's 37-year-old, created 15 chances for the Rain, won 37 of her duels, and took 304 touches. So really just kind of leading the attack for the Rain up top. It's her 4th time winning this award after taking home the honor in March of 2018, July of 2017, and most recently August of 2021. She's tied for the most Player of the Month honors in the NWSL, along with her former teammate Kim Little. So that's Kimmy. So not only did Rapinoe win Player of the Month for August, but she was also named, along with teammate Sofia Huerta, to the NWSL Best 11 of the month of August. So Huerta was as sturdy as they come for the Reign. I mean, Sofia, we look at like value for players on this team, Sofia's right up there with anybody else. And set up the game-winning goal in the Reign's win over Orlando to earn a spot on the Best 11. Whenever Sofia records her next assist, it will tie her for the league's career assist record at 30. So
that's insane.
Sofia, I remember, she's played out of position for a decent amount of her career. And now that she's at her left back, her outside back spot, it's been like a rejuvenation for her, which started last year, like midway through last year. I did an interview with Sofia last year at the beginning of the year, and we talked about it, asked about if she wants to play there. She said, I'd love to play there, but that's just not where I'm at right now. And there are a couple interviews I've done where like things go up for that player after that, and I'm like, that's really cool. I don't take responsibility. And we look at Rapinoe. I mean, we just went over all of that with what she's done. So I think those are both two deserving players, and they've helped lead the charge. And I mean, those two are pretty good veterans, but they're obviously really contributing to this team and everything. So it's we look at the Mariners in a playoff hunt, the Reign are in a playoff spot currently. The Sounders are battling for it. Out of what the Storm just were in the playoffs. So out of the teams that were or are actively playing, all but one, and the Seahawks are just starting their season in a playoff hunt or are in a spot. I mean, this is Seattle sports, man. I mean, this is ridiculous. So it's great to see, and I hope that we obviously all continue to. I mean, the same thing. We're gonna go back to it with the merch, with the Storm, the Reign. The lines are always long, and you don't always have the merchandise to give to these people. So it's like a lot of their money. You got to be better about taking advantage of that. So anyway, pretty good week for the Reign, even though they got the draw. In league related news, this one's pretty stunning. I mean, Crystal Dunn, it's unfortunate that she plays for Portland, but she's great. U.S. Women's National Team and Portland Thorn Star is aiming to make her return to the NWSL in the next few weeks. But this is just 4 months after giving birth.
Jesus. Sorry.
Yeah, 4 months after giving birth, and within probably this month of September, she'll be back to playing.
That's amazing.
At a professional level, which is, and Portland's the second best team points-wise in the league. So it's not like she's joining some low-rate team. I can't fathom it. I won't try to.
Body.
Yeah, So the Reign sit at a 7-win, 4-loss, 7-draw record. They are 5th in the NWSL at 28 points. They are in a playoff spot. They're 3 points out of second place and 4 out of first. So if they go on a little bit run here, take the shield. Yay. That would be what I believe their 3rd shield in club history. Looking ahead, their next match is September 17th at the NC Courage with a 4:30 p.m. Pacific time start.